Hi guys. Okay, so this post has been prompted by the fact that today in London is a junior doctors rally to support the NHS and to protest a new contract that has been put out there by the government and discussed, which will mean longer hours for doctors and less pay across the board and a few other things in between. Now let me just tell you my background with the NHS. First of all, I'm a staunch supporter of the NHS. Anyone who's from outside of the UK looks in on the NHS as, you know, something to be proud of, that at the point of use we can have free healthcare. Doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter your background, doesn't matter whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you can afford insurances, you get free healthcare. Now I personally think that is a sign of a civil society, that we recognise that, you know what, your right to live, you should have that. Like, it doesn't matter where you're from, you should have the right to be able to survive and to live. Now, my background with the NHS, obviously, I was born in the NHS, you know, I've always used the NHS, doctors, healthcare, dentists, but certainly over the last 5 years, I've used it more than ever. And it has ultimately saved my life and saved my family's life. My husband was diagnosed with grade 4 brain cancer around 18 months ago. Now, if it hadn't been for our local GP, our NHS, the brain surgeon that did his surgery, the doctors, the nurses, he's had radiotherapy, chemotherapy, all different kinds of emergencies and, doctors, nurses, hundreds of appointments. Hadn't been for them, then he wouldn't be here right now. Now, we are still going through treatment for my husband. He would not be here right now if we did not have all of the cost of that treatment. For us personally would be too much to bear. I speak to people out in America and they say they have to choose between having radiotherapy and chemotherapy because their insurance won't cover both. What is that about? I mean, you can't call yourself a civil society and not look after your people. That's crazy. We've also I had a premature baby. My first daughter was premature by 5.5 weeks, and I had her in Coventry University Hospital where they looked after her in special care, and they were amazing, like truly amazing. In fact, I think that special care baby unit won an award with Mother and Baby Awards a few years back. They're tremendous, like the work that they do with those babies and with the parents, and it's just phenomenal. They also helped me. I had preeclampsia with my first. With my second, it was a really hard pregnancy. I found out I had something called Hughes syndrome, which is an autoimmune sticky blood disorder, which really only manifests for me in pregnancy, but it meant I had to inject myself every day into my stomach, into my pregnant stomach. I had to be watched constantly throughout the pregnancy, and they got my daughter Texas here safe and sound. The NHS did that. The doctors and nurses that I deal with daily are just amazing. I cannot express how amazing these doctors and nurses are, the work that they do under tremendous pressure. We've also recently had my sister's partner diagnosed with leukemia, and again, they have saved his life. You know, he's still undergoing treatment too, but those doctors, those nurses, the staff, everything about the NHS is amazing. Now, I also agree that there is lots of flaws within the NHS. It's a huge system, and we can always look to better a system, not least for the staff that work in it. However, the thing that I do know is just pushing on hours onto the staff, giving them more and more to do and paying them less is not the way. And this government that we have in the UK right now ultimately wants to privatise the NHS. And I have seen differences over the years, over the last 5 years, having dealt with the NHS quite a lot. I have seen differences in what is being offered and the support for the staff. You hear them talking, you hear what's going on the front line, and it's not right. It isn't right. And we as people that use the NHS, regardless of any minor problems that have happened, you've got to be serious here. There's going to be this is a big system. There's going to be problems here and there. You have to expect that. And you would get exactly the same in the private system as well. So don't kid yourself that you wouldn't. But we need to get out in force and we need to support the NHS. These people are heroes. What they do under extreme circumstances is unbelievable. Seriously. My daughter's come through here now. Hi, Tex. So I support the rally in London today, and I support, come here darling, you want to say? I support anything else, say hi, anything else that the NHS, to support the NHS.
Hearts, please.
You want hearts? This isn't Periscope. You're so well trained.
I want hearts.
You want hearts? You've got my heart. You're my heartbeat.
My heart.
Right, I want you to say, now you, my darling, you love doctors and nurses, don't you?
I'm going to have a biscuit.
She loves biscuits
I'm
more.
going to have a biscuit.
No, you can't, because it's too early for a biscuit, you rascal. Right, so you should also support the NHS. Those guys are amazing. I can't thank you. And if you work within the NHS, then thank you so much. You really are incredible. We give money every month to the NHS. We give to Coventry University Hospital. That's so creepy. And likely to give to Birmingham as well, because they're amazing. You're super creepy. So yeah, that's my video today. Take care, guys, and you will expect more rants and chats with me soon, and I'm sure we'll get lots of comments underneath. Peace out. Bye.